These are the key takeaways. Yes, you took all those notes. You came to class good. That means you understand sociology in a holistic way. But unfortunately, I can't give you a 200-question quiz. That's pretty much the roughly amount of questions that will be on the quiz. If I were to quiz you on everything you wrote thus far, but I gotta cut some of this down. What is the sociological imagination? A quality of mind that provides an understanding of ourselves within the context of the larger society. Not everybody has this quality of mind. Not everybody can understand themselves in relation to everyone else. Good stuff. All right, so now we're gonna move into conflict theory. Think competition, think versus, think struggle, think power struggle, think you versus me, right? Symbolic interactionism. Symbols are interpreted differently based on how we are raised, culturalized, and socialized. Social functionalism. Multiple moving parts working together for a common goal. I know you're different, I'm different. This is your strong suit. This is my, this is what I'm skilled at. But instead of competing, let's work together because we got stuff to do. Agree to that personal perspective, then you got a friend in me. If you're in conflict theory, I need about 10 feet because I don't need them vibes. All right, so let's go into globalization. Heightens contact with different kinds of people, nationalities, ethnicities, religion. Think social media, and all you have to do is share the same hashtag, and you have people from other continents, other cultures that you have something in common with. Where it says globalization, the interconnectedness of people around the world. So you're connecting. That's why social media is a big example. Sharing goods, information, currency, food, fashion, culture. These are all subpoints within globalization. So nature versus nurture. So nature is innate and hereditary. Nurture is how you're socialized and what you learn from what you see. Nature versus nurture. Nature is internal, nurture is external. Quantitative research is associated with surveys. Quantitative research is associated with surveys. Qualitative research, think interviews, right? Think observations. Independent variable is the variable that is in the researcher's possession. In the researcher's possession prior to the actual experiments. So if I'm doing a survey, my questions are my independent variable. I need to ask those questions to get the data, but that variable was in my possession first. I was able to structure those questions in a certain way so that I can get what I need for my research. If I have my survey and I got, ooh, these questions are good, I'm gonna get a bunch of data, and then I come to this school to do my research on a Sunday, do I have my dependent variable? No. You guys are at home, you're like, Sunday, yeah, right? So you're my dependent variable. If the school puts me here on a PowerPoint and trained me in a certain way to get data for them, which is to see how many A's you guys can get in my class, and I come to teach this class and I wake up and I can't wait to get to class, and I come here on a Sunday, do I have my dependent variable? No, and probably, unless somebody's already here, so the people are the dependent variable. What are some of the advantages of survey research? Well, you get a lot of material at a shorter amount of time. It saves you time and it saves you money, right? Triangulation is just using a mixed method form of research. 3 research methods. So it can be survey, interview, and observation. Triangulation is a use of 3 different research methods. And an example could be survey, interview, or observation. All right, so for components of culture, you have language, norms, beliefs, and values. So the types of norms: folkways, mores, taboos, and laws. These are all forms of norms, what is considered normal when it comes to either culture, society. Agents of socialization consist of school. You can write down school. That's where we become socialized. What we learn, we've been to school a lot, and you pick up things, and your parents say, "Where'd you learn that?" School. You've been socialized. Family, of course, right? You go to school, and your teacher says, "Where'd you learn that?" "My family." You've been socialized. You go to a student-teacher conference, and your teacher's looking at you, and your parent is looking at you, and they're like, "Where'd you learn that?" "God." You've been socialized. Media, you start reciting music. I drove past a schoolyard, an elementary school. I was bumping some music, and the kids just start dancing. They stop what they're doing. The ball dropped, it started bouncing, rolling that way, and they were like, "Hey!" And I was just like, they've been socialized by media platform. So now we're on the looking glass self. It is simply something that you may find yourself doing, before it was even coined a theory, which is we imagine our appearance to others. But we get dressed not just from our perspective and what we like, but we actually imagine how we're going to appear to other people. The next step is we imagine how people are going to judge us based on what we either have on, or how we speak, or maybe even the way we eat. You ever brought your food from home or to work, and everybody was like, "What is that?" And you were like, "What is that? It's my food. Dang, let me eat." And then, can I eat my food just because I'm not eating, right? The development of the feeling. So how do we feel about that after the judgment? Ethnocentrism, I'm using my ethnicity as a ruler or a standard to judge or base other cultures by. What are some elements of pop culture? And to understand pop culture, you gotta know what culture is, right? Set of beliefs, values, and norms. We know what values, beliefs, and norms are, but then there's the material goods that are shared by the group members. Now, popular culture. Majority of the people demand when it comes to culture in itself. So, what is the most popular food? What is the most popular music, right? What is the most popular name brands? So if you see on your test that it mentions anything about name brands, name brand goods, then that's going to be, you want to attribute that to popular culture. Groups. So primary groups, traits, they're very, very small. So think your household. Think your immediate family that you see all the time, right? So very small, multiple claims. And, so there's multiple responsibilities. You may wear multiple hats. You may have served multiple purposes in that family. Where you have a secondary group now, those traits are really, really large. Those groups are very, very large. Like this classroom, it's very, very large. Not everyone really knows each other's details about their lives, right? The groups are so large at work that you end up working in silos, right? You only work in this department, and you barely get to see people from this department, right? Very impersonal, you don't really remember the details about all of those individuals in that large group, right? You're only there for a reason, a specific reason. You're like, I'm just here for, I'm just here for this and I'm out of here, right? Very weak ties. Whatever happened to such and such? Oh, man, she got fired. Ascribed status. You're giving that. When that woman said, "Hey, I know we were just dating, but you're a dad," and you're like, "This is a baby. I think I'm not even holding the head right. This is fragile." That's an ascribed status. You were given that title. Did you earn it? Technically, you put in work. But that was a title that was given to you. Does that make sense? All right, cool. I'm glad we've grown. I had to achieve the status of being a professor. I didn't wake up one day when I was still working in an after-school program and say, I'm a professor. And somebody threw something at me, shut up, get back to work. A status of a student. I can't just, if I'm living on a sidewalk, I can't just be like, I'm a student, let me go to Elementary College. Like, no, you have to be qualified. You have to have the grades, the transcripts, and you have to be, you have to be admitted into this school. This is a status. You guys have a status of a student, a noble status, if you will. Please take this status seriously. My master status can be a brother. Like, I want people, if I pass away right now, I want you to remember me as the best brother ever. Let's go, brothers! Brothers for life. It's gonna be your most proud status. You like, if I pass away right now, at the beginning of my obituary, I was born here and this was what I was. The next sentence, you want people to know, like, yep, I see you guys, I'm a ghost. You better remember my master status. It's the status that you claim and that you're most proud of. Types of formal organizations: voluntary, coercive, and utilitarian. Voluntary, so you're free to join, in and out, it's fluid. Coercive types of formal organizations where you're like, so, when you gonna be down with us? I've been seeing you around, you've been kicking it, and you've been trying to, you've been wearing the colors. Colors. You wanna roll with us or get rolled over? Which one? Okay, all right, okay. So that's forced, that's like coerced, like you're forced to join. Utilitarian, so people are joining for practical reasons, like people are objectified, like I'm using you, I'm using this, so that I can get to the next level. So whatever you have in mind, whatever your goal is, you have a goal in mind, and you join the organization for a practical end goal or reason. To be deviant and to be criminal, it's not the same thing, but they can be related, right? You can deviate from the law, and now you committed a crime. But if you deviated from the norm of talking on the telephone to now text messaging, deviating is not always a crime. Modes of adaptation. So it's these on the left. Conformity, innovation, ritualism, retreatism, rebellion. Okay. This is the last one. Just to make sure you know the difference between these two. Who's considered property and who owns them, caste system, keyword here, heredity, and you can't just marry from different categories. Right here, social stratification, which is a form of inequality based on our access to valued resources. Absolute poverty is poverty that is relating to everybody, no matter what culture, what race, religion, how long the sun's been on your skin, or what race that you want to affiliate with. You don't even have water. You don't have shelter. But relative poverty is poverty that's relative to where you're at. And like I said, poverty in the United States is definitely a different type of poverty compared to a third world country, right? So that's what you want to consider when relative poverty. It's what's poverty based on where you're at in the moment right now. Yes, sorry. Okay. I love it when that happens. So glad that it came full circle. Does anybody have any other questions or clarity as of now before you head on out? If something ends up coming up, contact me on Canvas. That's the fastest way. I will be grading you guys' papers, so you'll be seeing that as those come in as the week closes out. All right, thank you. Have a good day.